Hello everyone, welcome back. Today in this session we are going to start with a new concept and that is respiratory system in human, or you may say human respiratory system. So dear students, you know human they respire with the help of their lungs. So the type of respiration which occurs with the help of lungs, that type of respiration is called pulmonary respiration. So in humans, pulmonary respiration occurs. So next is, what is the source of oxygen, or you may say what is the source of oxygen in human beings? So what is the source? How human being they take oxygen? So human being they take oxygen from air. That's why they are called air breathers. Is it okay? Now comes to our main concept, that is human respiratory system. So what are the components of human respiratory system? So human respiratory system comprises of two main components. The one is the respiratory tract and the second one is the respiratory organ. So what is respiratory tract? Tract is just like a path or a passage. Okay, so it starts from nostrils. So what are nostrils? So nostril, these are two nostrils which are present at the lower end. This is the upper end of the nose and this one is the lower end. So at the lower end of the nose and above the mouth there are present nostrils, and nostrils are two in number, or you may say nostrils they exist in pair. Now what is the function of nostril? Nostril helps in the inhalation, or you may say intake of air. After nostril, the next one is nasal chamber. As I have drawn this human respiratory system, so you may see here the nasal passage or the nasal chamber. So again these are two large chambers which are separated from each other by nasal septum. So dear student, here I am using the word septum. So what is septum? Septum is a thing which divide one thing into two equal half. So here the nasal chamber divides the two chamber, okay, into two equal half. Next is how it is separated from buccal cavity. These two nasal chamber they are separated from buccal cavity with the help of bone. Okay, now the question arises, what is the function of nasal chamber? So nasal chamber, it has main three parts: the upper part, the middle part and the lower part. So upper part of the nasal chamber helps in the smelling. Next is the middle chamber. So middle part acts as air conditioner and brings the air at body temperature by you may say by warming or cooling the air. And the third one is lower part. The lower part of the nasal chamber, it acts as air filter. Why? Because lower part have mucus. तो mucus क्या करता है? Mucus entrap the dust particle and keeps the air clean. So this was about the nasal chamber. After nasal chamber, okay, the air enter into pharynx. The question arises, what is pharynx? So in the pharynx, two pipes. Two pipes means the food pipe and wind pipe both crosses each other, and the opening of air pipe, और air pipe को हम और क्या कहते हैं? Air pipe is also called the trachea. तो air pipe जब trachea और you may say trachea, the opening of trachea into pharynx is called the glottis. So here I am using the word glottis. So what is glottis? The opening of trachea into the pharynx. Okay, and this glottis is guarded by the cartilaginous flap, which is called epiglottis. You may see, आपने कभी देखा है कि हम अगर अपना फूड कंज्यूम करते हैं, देन व्हाट हैपन, जो फूड आपका है वो फूड पाइप में क्यों जाता है, विंड पाइप में नहीं जाता है. क्यों नहीं जाता है? बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग swallowing epiglottis closes the glottis. ये क्लोज कर देती है, so to prevent the entry of food into the windpipe. Is it okay? So after then larynx. So larynx क्या होता है? Larynx is also called the voice box, and whenever the air enter into the larynx, so larynx is made up of vocal cord. So vocal cords, after entering the air, vocal cords they starts vibrating and produces the sound. And the next one is trachea. और trachea को हम क्या कहते हैं? Another name of trachea is the windpipe. So trachea, it is present in the neck region. Okay, and it is again there is present cartilaginous ring. And why the cartilaginous ring? You may see here. Suppose this is a trachea, the windpipe, and if there will be no cartilaginous ring, then what will happen? जैसे ही air enter करेगी, then windpipe gets close. Close हो गई तो further there is no chance for its opening. तो क्या होगा? So to prevent the collapsing of the tracheal wall, there are present rings of cartilage. Okay. Next one is, so here we have discussed the nostril, the nasal chamber, the pharynx, the larynx, and the next one is here is trachea. So you have to write trachea. Okay. After trachea, the anterior part of the trachea form the primary bronchus. Okay, so primary bronchus, this primary bronchus, ये जो है primary bronchus किसमें open होता है? It opens into the lungs. Okay, so this was the respiratory tract. Now come to the second component, which is respiratory organ. And respiratory organ are lungs. These are conical, soft, pinkish or elastic in nature, and lungs they are 2 in number. And always keep in mind that right lung is larger than the smaller ones. And why left lung is smaller? Because left side is accommodated by the heart. Okay, so in the lungs, primary bronchus, it divided. So what happened? You may see here, this one is a primary bronchus. Separately, I have drawn here. Primary bronchus divides to form bronchiole. Bronchiole divides to form alveoli. So alveoli क्या होता है? Alveoli, these are the they receive oxygen rich air. And what is the again function of your alveoli? So alveoli helps in the exchange of gases, and there are millions of alveoli present in the lungs. Okay, now the next one is, if we study about the structure of lungs, then both the lungs they are covered by a layer, and that layer is called the pleura. That layer is called the pleura, and lung is covered, or you may say lung is filled with the fluid, and that fluid is called the pleural fluid. Pleural fluid जो है, it is based on the name of its covering. So what is the function of pleural fluid? Pleural fluid helps in the protection of lungs. Okay, so next, though this was all about, but always keep one thing in mind: when you are drawing the diagram, then your left side of hand is the right side of diagram and vice versa. Means आपका जो hand right है diagram की, वो left side होगी. So यहाँ मेरा ये जो था, ये कौन सा lungs हो गया? Left lung, because it's the right side of my hand. So this is the left lung and this one is the right lung. Okay, and as I have discussed that right lung is larger than the left lungs. Okay, so is it clear? So once again recap. Today we have discussed that pulmonary respiration occurs in human being. Next, they are called the air breathers. After that, we have studied there are two components of respiratory system, and in detail we have discussed the respiratory tract and the respiratory organ. So with this, this was all about our respiratory system. So with this again, thanks to all.